If you live in Los Angeles, you probably saw scenes like these on local TV, but not much reporting about it took place nationally. On April 24th, people around the world marched and gathered in recognition of Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day. It's an annual commemoration of the genocide that took place against Armenian Christians during the waning days of the Ottoman Empire. As many as 1.5 million Armenians died in a period from 1915 until 1923. The Ottoman army murdered many of them. Others were raped, and many Armenians died from starvation and diseases as they were chased from their ancestral homes. Well, this year, demonstrators gathering in Los Angeles said they wanted the U.S. to recognize the genocide and their children to learn about it.
He's an Armenian and he needs to follow his heritage, and we have to show that what's wrong is wrong and what needs to be corrected, so he can follow his children and know that what they did is wrong.
We're all just hoping for the genocide to be recognized. That's why we all do this every year, to get more recognition.
28 countries officially recognize the Armenian genocide, but unfortunately, the United States does not. Ronald Reagan was the only president who dared to call the atrocities genocide, but it was not official government policy. Former Secretary of State John Kerry and Rex Tillerson recognize Islamic State atrocities against Yazidis and Christians in Iraq and Syria as genocide, but not the atrocities that killed 1.5 million Armenians. Maybe that's because our government leaders fear Turkey's possible response. The Turks allow the U.S. military and NATO to use the strategic Incirlik air base in Adana, Turkey. Might they kick them out if the U.S. government officially recognizes the Ottoman Empire's actions as genocide? Well, Erdogan says the West is blackmailing his country with that genocide issue. No blackmail, Mr. Erdogan, just facts that you cannot own up to. And we know why you will not. That admission would require you to pay reparations to the Armenian descendants of the victims. Property that was seized, actually stolen, would be returned to the families of those that were forced from their homes. And then again, you despise Christians, don't you, Mr. Erdogan? So why would you do anything to make amends for atrocities committed against them? After all, you've unjustifiably imprisoned American pastor Andrew Brunson. But what about President Trump? Mr. President, I know you don't want to complicate negotiations to win Brunson's release, but sometimes you just need to do the right thing, like you boldly did when you decided to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. You need to officially recognize the Armenian genocide as that, a genocide. Americans, 1.5 million Armenians, deserve that long overdue recognition. Proverbs 16:10 reminds us that the lips of a king, and in this case a president, speak as an oracle, and his mouth does not betray justice. Mr. President, do the right thing. Do not betray justice for Armenian Christians. Proverbs also reminds us in 21:15 that by doing so, you will bring joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. And in chapter 29:4 of Proverbs, it says, justice from a nation's ruler gives a country stability. Well, we sure could use more justice and stability right about now, don't you think? Well, that's it from the Global Lane this week. Follow us on Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Twitter. And until next time, be blessed.